whatever his stupid name is, needs to be booted.
I haven't looked. Let me go look. Okay, I just started. It says broadcasting live. So let me go look at my channel. And
it says starting soon.
Well, I don't see no videos at all. Let me look under this. Nope. Maybe it's under about.
I don't know. I forget how to do the YouTube.
Nope.
Usually doing. There it is. It's coming up.
Usually I click on my channel and something should pop up saying a video is scheduled. And then I can see the comments, but for some reason
it's on.
Let me go to this one here. It's on where though? Where's it at? On my thing. I can't find it. I cannot find it on my channel. Under playlist maybe?
Nope. Just go to YouTube and to your click on the tab that you had up there for earlier to click on. I guess.
Maybe here. No, it's not under video. Let me check. Live event. Okay, there's my live event. Click on it. Turn the volume off on it so I don't get echo. Oh, Wolf Sealand.
Yep. He's been real nice.
I thought I kicked him off a long time ago.
He's ignorant.
Yeah, Wolf. I thought I banded him a longest time ago. He changed his. I know what it is. He changed his name.
Yeah, he's obviously got another name because he said he would see it. He would still see it. So. But you just keep banning him. Since he wants to be rude and obnoxious.
Yes. I think that's how you do it. Not for sure. We'll find out here in a minute.
Yeah, if there aren't any more posts, you know he's gone.
Remove. That's it. Okay. Well, that's not what I meant. I meant to mute myself, not stop myself. Yeah, I say if I got the chat going right here.
Yeah, it's running on a delay on YouTube.
Remove. Yeah, if everybody should go to Wolf Sealand's channel and just block him. That way he won't show up on anybody's channel. Actually, he had no viewers or nothing.
Yeah, I'm going to block him anyway.
The thing about
There we
him,
go.
I believe I know who it is. Only one person I know of would spell wolf that way.
Oh, okay. You mentioned that the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's anyway. Now, my predictions for the future. Let me go get my chart. I made a chart. Sometime before around October 8th, either a month before or a month after, we're going to see gas go up. Regular gas be around $4 a gallon to where premium is now. I already seen premium at $4.09 a gallon in my area. I'm talking about my area.
Yeah.
And gallon of milk has already gone up to $4 a gallon at the discount store. So by the end of the year, we'll see $5 a gallon milk. And let's see here. Sometime before March 25th, we'll see another, between March 25th and April of 2015, we'll see milk go up another dollar a gallon, and gas will be $5 a gallon.
How long do you think it will take before the stuff hits the fan with that price?
It's already hitting the fan. People just don't know it.
I mean, bad. I mean, you know.
Well, when milk is up $2 more a gallon and the food stamps ain't buying a bag of beans anymore.
Yep.
There's people that's living on food stamps. And I make too much, believe it or not, I make too much money to get on food stamps. $1,005 a month. I've been told I'm sitting on a farm worth $640. It'd be nice if I could do something with it. Of course, my brother, he said in his thing here, and the thing I got from his attorney, that it's only worth $500,000. Now, if he thinks it's only worth $500,000, what he told his attorney, maybe he would take $225,000 for his half of it. Or maybe he would take $250,000 for his half, since that's all he thinks it's worth.
You know, I'd call a realtor out and ask them, get an appraisal on it.
I already have. I already know what it's worth. That's what I'm saying. If he told the lawyer all it's worth is $500,000, would he take $250,000 for his half and shut up and go away? I'll go to the bank and tell the bank what I plan to do. You know, I'll do that and say, hey, give him his $250,000 and we'll put a for sale sign in the front yard.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm sure he won't go for that because he knows he just doesn't want me to have any of it. That's what he wants, because he put on the thing. He says, "Well, I just will get it and read it. Otherwise, somebody's going to call me a liar."
Yeah.
Let's see. Get all this legal speak here. Legal mumbo jumbo. I think this is the one. No, this is today where his attorney went to the court before I could get there and said that this farm is under probate, which it can't be under probate because it was transferred 7 years ago. And I called the attorney about it, and the attorney said, well, I never saw the deed to the property. So I copied him off a deed to the property and sent it to him. Said, look, I don't know what you think you're going to make, but my brother has it listed as $523,000, what he is supposedly, what do you call it? Administrator, not administrator.
Executor.
Yeah, he's executor over that. Unfortunately, the farm was gone 7 years ago. Let's see. Find the original thing where... here we go. Here's the original. Okay, here it says. Deceased property. Lebanon, Tennessee, the farm where I'm at. $500,000. Okay, first off, I've got a deed here that says she did not own that, and she has not owned that for 7 years. So that's off the table. Proceeds from the sale of Liberty, Tennessee. That's off the table because it happened 8 years ago. Personal property. He says that furniture I got in here is worth $20,000. Now, he's saying that she lived at his house for 3 years, which is correct. But apparently, there's none of her belongings at his house. So, yeah, what happened to the jewelry boxes? What happened to the guns? And what happened to the furniture and dishes he took from here? I mean, he didn't list none of that.
That was convenient.
Yeah, he's got the Honda Civic worth $1,000 that was blowed up when she signed it up. When she moved to his house, she signed the truck and the Honda over to me because the Honda had a blowed engine in it, and me and my friend Randall, we actually put new piston rings in it and camshaft bearings in it and got it running again. The Chevy truck had a rear seal busted in it, and I paid nearly $1,000 to get the transmission rebuilt and a new rear seal put in it. So that was signed over to me because it was malfunctioned anyway, and it was necessary for the farm use. And when she went to live with him, said, I was to take care of the farm because he wanted no part of it. And that's it. So, according to the deed I have here, there is no estate.
There's just a piece of property that the two of you own that has to, that you guys have to decide. Well, you can draw a chalk line down one side of it or right in the middle of it and say, here's your part, here's my part.
Yeah. There's not really anything you can do unless he wants to agree. And he made an agreement verbally, but which is why I will not make any agreements with him unless it's in writing. Unless it's in writing or on video, I will never make an agreement with him in verbally. It'll have to be done on video or in writing because he changes his story. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way to do it. That way, You both know what was said, what was done,
Yeah.
what was
Well,
agreed upon.
he doesn't want to do it. He's scared of that video.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's if anybody has a will, any property they want to leave their children, you best spell it out exactly how you want it, and you best make somebody that's not part of the family the executor.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult.
If somebody in the family is part of the executor, they're going to think they're the decider instead of the executor. And anyway, see all this stuff that happened after that will was made. That will was made when I was driving a truck, and my dad was alive. That he's pointing to, and of course he was executor. He was the one living here. He was following in my dad's footsteps as an American Eagle mechanic. That was before he got fired from American Eagle for stealing Coca-Colas off the airplanes. Yeah, so he was my dad's pride and joy because he was being an aircraft mechanic just like Dad, and I was the truck driver, gone all the time. So he got made executor, and the will still said it was split between us 50-50. So the will doesn't really say anything, except that the things were transferred 7 years ago to keep the state from being able to tax it. In other words, it was transferred so there would be no inheritance tax.
Yeah, because now since they passed that new bill, I think the government gets, what, 40%? So, yeah, it'd be best if you just put a drill line down the middle of it and said, "Here's your half, and I'm gonna take mine. I'm gonna sell my half. Just get it redeeded, split it and redeed it."
No, it can't go to court over splitting it, saying that neither one of us want to live here. But then, in order to get that done, we have to say neither one of us want to live here. I can always say, well, I want to live here. I can screw up that whole deal just saying I want to live here.
Yeah.
But if we want to, just sell the place and do it like originally described, it was originally what he verbally said was that we'd put it on the market for a stupid price, wait for the market to come back, wait for the real estate market to go back up, and then, lower the price down to whatever the market was. If somebody wanted it for the stupid price in between that time, that would be great, because I would advertise it in places like China, where people got money and want to invest. New York, Los Angeles, stuff like that. Say, hey, anybody in New York want to buy this piece of property? That's where I would be advertising at if he would agree to advertise it at first at a stupid price. Say we want to get $650,000 out of it. Well, advertise it for $1.1 million. And and then when the housing market comes back, which it's down right now, there's nobody really buying anything right now. When it kicks back up, we could lower it down to $650,000 and say, "Oh, reduce the quick sale."
Yeah. I want to sell ours and move out to the country. And right now, we could probably, if we put it on the market, get it sold and for the asking price in a week or two. But
ask more than what you want for it.
Oh, always. My mom was a realtor, so yeah, I've played that game before. But we really have we're in a really good Really good city. A lot of people are moving here, and a lot of people from California are moving here, buying a couple houses at a time. It's crazy.
That
Let's
kind
see,
of sounds like it's slowly getting a disease.
the next presidential election is 2016, isn't it?
Yep, supposed to
Well,
be.
according to my chart, uh, all the shit will probably hit the fan, but right during just before 2016.
You don't think it'll be way sooner than that?
Well, 2015. Now, if things don't happen real fast, I mean, we've already had a 50% increase in food prices in the last year, less than a year, and people haven't even noticed it.
They're saying beef in Canada is supposed to go up 30% this summer.
Again, it's already gone up from in the last year. It's already gone up from a
Yeah.
5-pound log. A 5-pound log of ground chuck from Walmart was at $10.95 last year, and now it's at $14.95 this year.
Yeah, I was in the paper a month or two ago. They're saying to look forward to a 30% raise.
So it's already done that, and I'm saying before. Let's see, what is it? Before October of this year, it's going to go up another $1, and gasoline will be up another $1.
I don't even want to know what gas is here.
Around October of this year, give or take a month, it's going to go up another $1. And when gas goes up another $1, it's like everybody's going to think I'm pretty smart with my horse then. Yeah. That horse idea doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It doesn't.
In 2015, we're going to have some major Middle East crisis by 2015, and it's going to knock the oil prices for the rest of the rest of the world's going to be screaming for oil, and of course our oil companies are going to sell oil to them because they're going to be paying way more than what we get for our oil. They're going to, and then our oil will go up, and I would say by 2015 you're going to look at least $5 a gallon gas, and that's when people are going to really start being hit in their pocketbooks. Because a lot of people still driving those SUVs for status symbols.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be up on the Cumberland Plateau by then. And another nice thing about being a county away is because I wouldn't have to go through that emissions testing, and the Honda Civic would be able to run again. It just won't pass emissions right now. The truck will barely pass it, so I'm really hoping that I can get something agreed to with my brother that we will. Yeah, somebody said on the chat, 357 in Canton, Georgia, 375 in Canton, Ohio. Yeah, but before the end of the year, where you're seeing 375, you're going to be well over $4 before the end of this year. But around October, it'll be well over $4. What you're seeing premium going for now, you're going to see regular going for by October.
It's $3.45 here right now. A gallon.
Oh, look, dude changed
Regular.
his name. He came back as somebody else. Now he's Mike Glenn.
Well, it looks like he needs to be banned too.
Don't these people understand how it's so much easier to ban somebody than it is to make a whole new channel? I mean, it's a pain in the butt to make a new channel than it is to ban somebody.
Well, when you got nothing else going on in the rest of your life, isn't that big of a time commitment?
I know it's just it takes what, maybe 5 to 10 minutes to create a new channel, and it only takes me like a half a second to ban you or block you. It's like, I mean, it's like you're wasting your time, dude.
Looks like we're paying around $4.92 per gallon.
Well, you got
Wow.
the leader. You get paid by the leader.
Well, that's converted over from the liter to
Yeah.
the
Well,
U.S. gallon.
if you're at 4.90, because a lot of yours is tax, and you can make $5 a gallon by October. So your government's saying you're going to get a 30% increase more in beef. I'd say we'll have another 30% increase in our food budget by October. If that rate keeps up by this time next year, we'll be at 100% increase in food prices. Now, if that ain't hyperinflation, I don't know what is. 100%
Well,
a year.
if they don't get the issue in Iraq calmed down, it'll accelerate it even faster.
Well, that's
Well,
what
right now the Canadian dollar is 80% dependent on the U.S. dollars, so
that's why I'm saying they're not going to get it resolved. Right now, the what is it? The I is or whatever they call them. The ISIL or whatever
You
they're
mean
ISIS.
of
you
what?
mean the U.S. trained forces that changed sides?
Yeah, well, whoever they are, they're attacking the the largest refinery in Iraq right now. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Have you seen all the burnt? What are those big police vehicles all the departments down there got? Those big military vehicles?
The Humvees.
oh yeah,
The bigger one with the gun turret on top.
Oh,
yeah, the MRAPs.
the MRAP.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of burnt out militarized bomb-proof Humvees and MRAPs all over the streets over there. There's from what I've seen hundreds, but that's just pictures and short videos, and that's just the idea I got. Basically, they're blowing them up like nothing. They're all over the streets.
Yep. So my chart is working out pretty good here as far as the predictions. It's going to get incrementally worse after October the 8th, and then again March the 20th, and then April the 4th of 2014, then September of 2015, and then I'd say everything's definitely going to hit the fan by September of 2015.
I love how they keep claiming that the war's going to save the economy. Well, we'll steal a few more dollars from our kids and go further into debt to create temporary false economy. What is it?
Yeah, it's all propped up.
They said last year when you guys were recovering, the average person lost 0.7% of their income, and the richest people in America got an 11 point some odd number increase in their income during the recovery.
By
So
next,
everybody lost 0.7 except for the top 1%, which gained 11%.
I'd say by next year we should be in the beginnings of full blown World War III.
I don't think it'll get to World War III. They've got mutually assured destruction, so somebody's going to hit the big red. Well, the U.S., Russia, China, they've all signed a pact called MAD, and if one person launches on the other person, it's mutually assured destruction. Everybody launches on everybody.
We're not talking nukes. I'm not talking nukes at all.
As soon as somebody starts losing, one of them's going to launch. It takes one guy to hit the button, in the control station, and then every other guy on that button is ordered to do his bit, because nobody's going to not want to have their spoon in the pot when it goes down.
But we're not going to fight each other on. We're not going to fight on Russian soil, and Chinese aren't going to fight on Chinese soil. If there's a fight, it'll be somewhere on somebody else's soil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the way there's 1,000
didn't
coming
they
through
s-
Texas.
When we were fighting Russia, when we were
Yeah,
fighting
but then
Russia,
a government sees your weakness or another country's weakness, and they decide, oh, we can scoop this up.
it'd be like in Vietnam. We were fighting Russia in Vietnam, or we were fighting China in Korea. You know, it'll be somewhere else. It'll wind up fighting somebody in some other country. And if we all get nuked, it doesn't matter. I hope they drop the first nuke on my house. Right here, at ground zero. Right, I just put a big old target right in the middle of my hat. Just drop a 20 megaton blast right on my head.
Hell, I wouldn't mind being a survivor. I always wanted a third or fourth arm.
Guys, and,
Prepping be a little bit easier if you had an extra set of hands around.
what was that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he was on Mars?
Oh, I can't remember. Where they sucked that one alien out the airlocks or whatever.
When that one alien came out of the guy's chest, and I'm the psychic alien, you know. Whatever it was. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they were mutants.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was. It was a goofy movie.
That's just
Where's
looking.
Haas at? You invite Haas. I can't do the invites for some reason.
I don't know. You should be able to, just like normal.
No, because it's on YouTube. I think
Oh.
that's the reason. I'm guessing.
Well, you can do the invites from the what do you call it? From the YouTube channel. You know where it says share? Go right under the YouTube where the YouTube chat is, and you can hit the share, and that's where you would share it at.
Huh. Never done that before.
I think.
It's been so long since we've done a chat on YouTube.
Well, I have too, but it's been somebody told me, says, well, it's about time for you to do a live chat. I said, well, tonight will be a good night because I just pulled up this chart off the internet, and I've seen April 15th was one of the blood moons, and I was trying to look through history of what happened around that time, and that's one of the times when I went to the grocery store and noticed that things had gone up $1. Like the meat went up a whole $1 just in one day. The bags of chicken went up $1 in one day. You know, it's like everything just went up poof.
Oh, so, look at in the stores you'll find Doritos Roulette next to the normal Doritos, and they've dropped the bag down some more.
Well, I'm looking at all these eclipses and blood moons, so something's going to happen, and it's not going to be good for us. It's going to be inflationary, and then next year there's 2 more blood moons, so something's going to happen in the Middle East. And every other time we've had 4 or 2 blood moons in a row, something happened out there in the Middle East. So now we got 4 of them plus an eclipse. So whatever's going to happen is going to cause our prices to skyrocket. It's just going to be a big bunch of crap. What's your thoughts on potassium iodine? Potassium iodine, it should not be used unless there is a nuclear disaster close by, and it's in the process of happening because you can take too much of it and hurt your thyroid gland. You should not take it as a regular supplement other than the iodized salt that you use in your table salt. Unless, of course, you're out there planning to visit Fukushima and go on their beach for a swim.
That water has spread all the way around the world. All that stuff that's in the water, all the nuclear waste and all that nuclear, oh, whatever it is.
It's not that bad. I mean, we get nuked every day. There's still nuclear radiation floating around from Chernobyl. There's still nuclear radiation floating around from all those atmospheric tests we did back in the 40s and 50s. And then there's radiation that comes out of your cell phones and all those radio towers that you see, TV towers. All those radio waves are passing through your body every day. So I'm not going to worry about it. It's my time to go. It'll be my time to go. I just want to go fast. I don't want to go like my relatives that I've seen. My mom took, 2, 3, 4 years to die. My grandmother took a year to die. My dad took over a year to die. My uncle took a year. They're all in pain and taking morphine, and they were all bedridden with bed sores. I don't want to go like that. I want to go fast. I want to get my surgery done, take up skydiving, something like that. Where when I die, I want it to be fast. Maybe the horse kicked me in the head. I just don't want to go.
Well, don't put that out there.
Don't put what out there?
The horse kicking you in the head.
Well, I mean, it's possible. And I've got some good horseshoes on her now with tungsten carbide cleats in it. Yep. Asking how Mosing the Gap wants to know how my horse is doing. The horse is doing fine. He hasn't dumped me off in the yard anymore. I got a new, what's not new, somebody let me borrow an old collar that's big enough where she can drag around a sled. She looks like a female Arnold Schwarzenegger. When she works out, you can see the veins and stuff popping out in her muscles. I've been working her pretty hard here lately.
Should be pretty easy to make a sled for the winter time if you get enough snow up there.
What snow? There's no snow up.
Oh.
This isn't Canada.
Hey, there's snow in Maine and North Dakota.
This is Tennessee.
Yeah, I've never been close.
Maybe after the global climate change, what was that? What was that movie? Not 2012, but The Day After Tomorrow.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, The Day After Tomorrow, where the big ice. We had another ice age in New York City. Got frozen over. Yeah, and then I would be. You could pull me around in a sled.
Apparently, I was watching some show on animal evolution, and those guys say the last ice age came on in 5 years' time. It was a 5-year between tropical and ice age.
I'll be up on the plateau there. I'll be able to grow sweet cherries instead of pie cherries because the climate will cool off, and I'll just grow different type of crops. I'll grow crops that they grow in Maine down here in Tennessee.
No, I'll just have to wear my actual winter jacket in the wintertime.
Now you won't have a summertime if you got that way.
I'd actually have to wear my winter jacket in the winter.
You'd have to wear your winter jacket in the summer.
Oh yeah. Well, -30, I won't need to, but
you would be doomed up there if we had another ice age. I mean, you don't even live close enough to the coast where you can go out and kill seals and eat seal blubber like the Eskimos do.
Hudson Bay's real close.
You know, there's not that many seals in Hudson Bay.
Whales. We be whalers.
Now you'd be icicles. You'd be invading. You'd be like Mexicans coming across our border.
Were you over or on the chat when I ran around the block when it was negative 36 degrees Celsius outside and t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops?
Yeah, but you didn't stay out there very long.
No. Not very long, but...
Yeah, I can do it for a short period of time. I can run around in t-shirt and shorts in the snow and flip-flops for a little while.
I forget what negative 30 is in Fahrenheit.
Well,
Easy enough to figure it out.
It's harder. It's even worse when the wind's blowing.
Oh, the wind's always blowing.
If the wind's always blowing up there, it'd be a good place to have a windmill set up for generating electricity.
They actually have a lot of those fields, and then they also, in Ice Age type scenario, they make sailboats with skis on the bottom, and they go like 90 to 100 kilometers an hour down the rivers on sailboats on skis.
I've seen those. I don't know if I would go that fast because ice is harder than water.
Well, it's just that's the potential that they've unlocked right now. So you can obviously bring in your sail and go slower, but you have the potential to travel at incredible speeds.
Ah, look. There we go. There's another one. Let's see. Block user. Are you sure you want to block this user? Yeah, prevent from page creating additional dialogue.
Okay, it's negative 32 Fahrenheit, I guess. Plus wind chill.
Goodbye, Hugh.
Huge ass.
No, Hugh. Direction.
You know, if you
He keeps coming back under different names.
if you ban him and report him repetitively, Google will find the IP address and the network adapter serial number on his card and actually just block him off the entire Google network if he gets enough complaints. So you hit that little report button when you block him, and then say, foul language, whatever violations of the contract he's doing, and they'll remove his Gmail, his YouTube access, based upon the MAC address and his network card ID, which is easy enough to get around, but I'm doubting someone of limited intelligence has those capabilities.
Yeah, but it's so simple to just ban somebody, and then they have to go through the trouble of making another account to sign back in, and pretty soon it's like you're making them do more work. It'd
still be funnier if he lost all of his Google accounts on that machine, his cell phone, anything connected to that account, all blocked. His email accounts are gone, his sisters, his parents, anybody with that net address.
Oh, gosh.
The next time he comes back under a different name, wanting everybody talking vulgar, we'll just all go to his account and flag him.
Yep. Only takes 3 flags and they'll investigate, and if it's proven, then they'll lock it up.
Yeah, that would be cool. Right now, I'm just he comes back as a different one, so I just what do you call it, just block him and delete his stuff.
Yeah, it takes a while for Google to choke it down, but
you got a troublemaker on your hands?
Oh, I always have troublemakers on my hands.
How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Pretty good.
Good. How about you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Do you remember when the Trayvon Martin thing first happened, the hate mail I got from prophesying that
Oh yeah.
that he was going to get off, it was self-defense.
Yeah.
And then a year later, everybody shut up because he got off on self-defense. I said, no.
Yeah, they jumped all over you, didn't they?
Yeah, it happened, and the courtroom happened just exactly what I said happened. That kid thought he was Billy Bad Butt, and he got his ass shot. What happened? There wasn't nothing racist about it. It just some kid thought he was badder than somebody else, and he got his ass shot.
Yeah, it could have been a white kid, and I think that guy would have followed him just the same, you know.
Well, it was his job as neighborhood watch. It's your job to follow somebody around.
Right, right.
I mean, if you're neighborhood watch, and then you follow them down the aisle, the back alley there, and you lose sight of him, and you turn your back, and he comes out from behind the bushes and jumps your butt. Well, I would say that put me in danger of my life. Bang.
Oh, there's no rules at that point. When that happens, it's on, you know.
Yep, and I learned something new. I didn't know that you could mix cough medicine with Skittles and that tea and make a substitute for codeine.
Are you serious? Is that what that was all about?
Yeah, there was Skittles, a certain type of that Arizona tea, and you mix it with the cough medicine, and you mix it
Oh
all
my gosh!
together and drink it, and they get high.
So you're taking the sugar, the caffeine, and then the expectorant out of the Robitussin.
Wow.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So I learned something new about that. I said, oh, when the court came out, I said, oh, that's what they do with that. Makes me want to go to the store and get some Arizona iced tea or whatever flavor it was, and some Skittles. I don't know. I think the stuff the doctor gives me now is more hardcore than that anyway. It doesn't do anything to me, and I know the Skittles and Arizona iced tea would have so much sugar in it that would make me bloat up and get fat again.
Especially if you liked it and started doing it 2 or 3 times a day.
Actually, because they changed my medicine, I can see I'm gaining weight back.
What'd they put you on?
Well, they took me off the pain medicine I was on that was letting me go out and do more, and put me on that weak stuff, that hydrocodone and stuff.
Yeah.
And that hydrocodone doesn't hardly do nothing except make me sleep all day.
Yeah.
So
It's not very effective. It's effective for about an hour.
Yes.
You know.
That's it.
it makes me tired. It makes me,
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if I take it and lay down, I can sleep all day long on that stuff. Whereas the oxy stuff makes you stay. I cannot sleep on that.
It's time release, so it stretches it out and just eases your pain for a good half a day, you know.
Well, no, even the instant release stuff, even the oxycodone, not the oxycontin.
Oh, the roxycodone, the ones that are instant release, yeah.
If I take that at night, I will not go to sleep.
Isn't that weird how it affects people differently, you know? I mean, totally differently. Most people say that it knocks them out.
Alvin, I'm going to mute you because we hear you drinking your ice and everything. When you got something to say, and
why did they do that, David? What was it an insurance situation or what?
I went to the other doctor and he kept saying, well, they cut me back on it, and they cut me back to methadone, and methadone didn't do squat. I mean, I took the methadone and I said, what's this stuff?
Yeah.
And, I gave it back to him. I said, this ain't
that stuff's to get you off the addiction to the other stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
That's what they give heroin and cocaine addicts
I
to
just
deal with the anxiety and stresses from not doing heroin anymore.
I just told the doctor, I said, look, I mean, if you're not going to give me stuff that works, why pay you? I'll just go to my other doctor, my regular, everyday doctor. And he's the one that said, well, the most I can give you is hydrocodone. I said, well, I'll just do that. And it doesn't work. So I'm going to a different pain doctor next month and say, look, this is what worked. Put me
Right.
back on what worked.
Right.
You know?
At least you've got it on record, and you. I'm guessing you have no strikes against you, like a dirty piss test or a miscount bottle or something like that.
No,
So you shouldn't have any issue, you know.
look, just put me back on what works. And if you want to keep me on hydrocodone, just give me that for nighttime.
Right. Right.
Hydro at night, that's good sleep medicine. But it doesn't do squat as far as out there trying to run around chase a horse around.
Nope, yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't.
Yeah. I was
It only
really,
helps for about an hour.
It's another one of those stupid things where
movie.
a couple of people crush it up and snort it to get their rocks off, and they
No,
figure everybody else should pay.
Yes.
Hollywood is overdoing. You look on these TV shows and you see what's that doctor's name? That real famous doctor. That's
Oz.
no, the other one with the beard. Always has a beard, and he does. He's always snorting Vicodin or chewing Vicodin.
Oh,
Dr.
are you
Phil?
talking about a TV show?
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Oh, I
Dr.
have
Phil,
no idea.
even
I
a
don't watch
doctor,
TV.
he's got a bachelor in marital counseling, like a weekend course at a community college.
No,
He,
no.
he got his real doctorate as an honorary for the TV show through Oprah.
No.
Dr. Phil, if you look it up, he's got a
No, it's
college
not
course.
nothing to do with Dr. Phil. Nothing at all to do with Dr. It's a play doctor on a
On a
TV.
TV show.
Oh, TV show, okay.
Bones? Or
No. Jones.
that guy, he has to take pain med.
House.
House.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Alvin
That's
put
it.
it in the thing over there. You can unmute yourself, Alvin.
House is it.
I honestly don't watch TV, so.
Yeah, but House was always eating this Vicodin, and they had this episode where some of his cohorts got into his Vicodin and took it, and they were all tripping out and having hallucinations and stuff. And I looked,
Give me a break.
I said, they're so full of crap. Ain't nobody having hallucinations on Vicodin. It's not acid. I've done acid when I was younger, and Vicodin is nothing like acid. Trust me, I know.
Hopefully, what is it in the States, the fifth?
Oxycodone, which is twice as strong, is nothing like a hit of acid. When I was younger in high school, and even in the Air Force, we did vitamin A.
Yeah.
And I thought I died, and I quit doing vitamin A when I had a bad trip. And I thought I had died and came back. And that was the end of the vitamin A. I hadn't done vitamin A since I was a teenager.
You could probably make that where you are year round. That same vitamin is in ergot infected rye.
Yeah, well, anyway, when I was 19, 20 years old was my last trip on vitamin A. That was enough of that. And then when I started driving a truck and everything, I even quit smoking weed. So it was like, okay. And then
that probably didn't mix too well, smoking the weed and
5 or 6 years after driving a truck, I even quit smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. I still drink a little bit of alcohol, and it gives me it gives me a reminder of why I quit drinking alcohol.
Well, Nanya, I'll tell you, the vitamins completely eliminate any benefits from the secondary.
What?
Well, your vitamins totally overwhelm any of the herbs you put on to. At the same time, he was saying they probably wouldn't be good together.
No,
Vitamins and herbal supplements.
no, I meant the smoking the weed and driving an 80,000-pound truck.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
So anyway, any of these TV shows that show somebody taking a Vicodin and seeing pink elephants and all that, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's never happened.
Bullshit. You want to do that, you drop a hit of vitamin A. Now then you might be sitting around seeing the things and just hallucinating, but you're not going to happen from Vicodin or oxycodone.
That must be why there's so many kids out there taking that stuff, trying to think they're going to get that kind of a buzz from it.
I'm not exactly sure if you take it and drink alcohol with it. Then it might do something.
Nah, I doubt it.
I've never drank alcohol while taking the
If I remember correctly, it thins your blood too much, and it's a major cause of strokes. When you mix the two, your blood gets real thin. Your heart pumps too hard, and it causes way too much stress.
Well, wait a minute. If your blood thins, that should prevent stroke.
No, it gets so thin that blood's fairly viscous. It gets so thin that your heart's pumping too hard, moving too much of it through your arteries, and then your arteries start to bleed.
Well, I don't know. I don't drink that much anymore.
I haven't drank since Christmas, and I had a couple with the family, and that was enough.
I've been off of the oxycodone now for, oh gosh, it's been 4 or 5 months, and it's long enough to know that I'm starting to gain my weight back, and I need to go back to the pain clinic, and it's going to cost more, but unless I want to lay in bed and sleep all day, I need to get off that hydrocodone.
Yeah, I hate that stuff.
Will that new doctor take the Medicare?
Yeah, he'll take my. There's only 2 in town, and he'll take it. I think that other one got scared.
Right.
When the sheriff's office was sending somebody after me trying to buy my pills.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
They're trying to get me in trouble. After, I get on there and tell the sheriff he's an idiot and stuff. I look at my YouTube videos where I call sheriffs an idiot. He doesn't like being called an idiot.
I believe that's probably a federal drug charge at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, so he sends people out here to try to buy drugs from me, get me to do illegal things, and it's like, whatever.
That's pretty bad.
Well, he had his supposed firearms expert write up a report, said that he's seen me in video shooting automatic weapons.
Yeah, that was embarrassing on his part.
That
was ridiculous, man.
Do these people even know what an automatic weapon is?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, though, isn't there people with their tickets out there to have a couple?
Not here now. I'm here by myself.
No, I'm just saying in your state there are people that can.
Yeah. There's several people I know that can have automatic weapons.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
So there's no law saying you can't fire them. One of your friends could come over right now, hand you an Uzi. You could drop 4,000 rounds, in a short video, and then say, whatever. Jim was here.
As As far as I'm concerned, the Second Amendment gives me the right to have a bazooka. I should be able to have a 120 mic and 400 rounds of ammo. Of course, you know, most of that ammo should be flares because then I can shoot them off at night and they light up the whole night sky. That would be fun, you know, shoot one of them up and everybody within 3 miles thinks it's daylight all of a sudden, you know?
Great
I don't normally agree
fireworks.
with him, but that Adam Kokesh guy was saying if everybody was allowed to have the same weapons as the military, they wouldn't need a military. They could fire everybody overseas. And then all you need to keep is the Navy and Air Force. And if your actual land got invaded, then every single citizen steps out of his front door.
No, Adam Kokesh didn't say that. I said that.
He was saying something similar. I watched a couple of videos this past week. He was saying something similar to what you were saying.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that G guy trying to do a chat. I think he said it looks like he invited you too or something.
Psychic Goose, did you do all your research on InfoWars? I hardly ever watch InfoWars. InfoWars is good. I get occasional emails from InfoWars. If it looks at something interesting, I will go look further into the issue. But most of what he does is not verifiable.
That or he posts a link to something he produced and verifies what he's saying with his own content.
Or he'll post a link and it'll be proven wrong and he won't never take that link down.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times post back to his own content and vet what he's saying with stuff he said in the past, and then post the document of what he previously said, and there's his verification.
Yeah, so, you know,
I do enjoy it occasionally as a entertainment.
I mean, if he says something new, I'll go check it out and see if what he's saying has any merit. But as far as thinking that Alex Jones is the gospel or the next Messiah, no.
I think he does a good job at getting people to look into it. People that just pass it off as blarney and whatever. He gets a lot of people interested for the first time because of the over-dramatization and soap opera style.
But the problem is, after he keeps saying something and he's proven wrong and he doesn't admit that he's wrong, then people write him off. I mean, if he says something and they prove, and then somebody comes back and says, hey, that's not what it was, here's the actual truth, here's the video from it, you know, you should take it down.
Yeah. Well, I just think he's good to getting people to do a little research, become a little interested, and then the ones that are actually going to pursue it or actually interested in learning are going to do their own research and find their own outlets. But, you know, it's like a gateway drug.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, I watch Fox News online. You know, they're one of my home pages when the internet thing starts up. It's Fox News. SHTF plan it fires up. You know, and then there's Solar Ham 24 where I look at the sun. You know, every day it's kind of like when I turn my browser on, it's like 4 or 5 windows pop up and I go through each one of them and look at the headlines and see what's going on.
Oh, and Dave, I was thinking of sending you a box.
A box?
Yeah, with a...
Did I have to x-ray it?
No, it's just going to have the an LED light on it see if you can get inside and disable it without the LED lights going off.
Oh, I'm sure that'll make it through customs.
No, I'm just gonna write down a timer or egg timer or something like that and send it off, and then
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm sure
nothing other than the little light that turns on.
it doesn't matter. I'm sure it'll make it through customs.
Well, it'd be an interesting thing. What's that do?
I've
It's a
already,
timer for an egg incubator.
we've already done that in high school. We've already built the little boxes that you could even touch the sides and it would go off. If you shook it, it would go off. It had the pressure sensor on it. If you moved it, it would go off.
I wasn't gonna do anything too fancy. I was just gonna do a couple LEDs and a couple redundancy checks and a button on the lid when the lid opens, a light turns on, kind of thing. Nothing too fancy, but
yeah, we did that in high school for fun. We made we made things that could not be disarmed.
When I went to high school, we could take robotics. So
that was high school electronics when we built things, and of course we did it with shockers. We put the electronic cattle prods in the box.
yeah, we just used a couple capacitors in one of those. What's that game's Doctor, where you reached in with the tweezers and pulled the parts out of the guy, and if you hit the edge, it buzzed. What's that? Operation?
Yeah, Operation.
Yeah, we got the Operation game and made it up to a fairly decent sting if you messed up grabbing the bone or the bread slice out of him or whatever you were supposed to go get.
Yeah, so yeah, we used to love if you take a box and you cover it with aluminum foil and each different side was a negative or positive, and the only way you could turn it on and off was with the key. So it was like, and we'd just leave it sitting on the table when the freshman class would come in, and sure enough, somebody would see the sign and said, "Do not touch," and they would touch it.
We had a teacher at the start of every year. He told grade 9s what a capacitor is. It's basically a battery that discharges. I don't think Dave knows for sure, but it's basically like a battery that discharges all of its current instantly. And he'd always take out these big capacitors and charge or have them discharged and say, "Never touch these unless you've tested them. I know these ones aren't charged." So he put a small charge to them, and start of the grade 9 class, he just about crapped himself because one was a little bit more charged up than he thought it was.
That was back in the day when they had the tube type TV sets and they had the big capacitors in them.
Yeah. Oh, we just had a couple. He had a couple large high amp capacitors in the back of the class that he'd take out every year and make sure everybody never touched them. And he was only touching these because he knew they were discharged. And just so happens, I guess, he wasn't preaching what he was showing. And
but we were country folks, and we had things like electric fence chargers that we would wire whole tables full of little ditties with, and we'd hook it to the floor, of course, and there'd be all kinds of stuff on there. It didn't even be stuff that looked like marijuana sitting on the table, and we'd all everything would be wired, and then we'd all sit back and watch.
we
With
prefer.
a crack in the door, the teacher would even be watching to see which one of the freshman class is going to go over and mess with something on that table.
We preferred stuff like putting a coat hanger up through somebody's car seat and attaching it to his distributor cap.
Yeah, well, that was done too. That was old school.
Things that you would get charged for and sent to prison. I don't know how long I've been out of high school. It hasn't been horribly long, but nowadays if you did that, you'd be sitting in a prison cell.
Nah, it still goes on in school these days, I'm sure. What I'd like to be is, if I was really still in good shape, is do that to a patrol car. Wire it up to their seat when we get in a car.
Ugh. No, I got thrown on the hood of a car today for wearing camo. because I refused to show my ID, and then his partner ran up and, what the hell are you doing?
Well, you
But there
deserve.
was a shooting 2 weeks ago, or in Canada, so the guy was wearing military fatigues, and they figured because I was wearing military fatigues, he'd throw me up against his hood for not showing my ID, and his buddy came out, whoa, what are you doing? You can't do that. He's well within his rights. So I saved any serious damage thanks to his partner actually standing up and saying, you can't do that.
Yeah, but you look like a criminal.
100, 140-pound white boy. Criminal.
That's right. You got beard, camo.
I actually shaved most of my beard now.
Yeah. Now you look like a little Adolf Hitler or something.
No, I was thankful his buddy stepped up. Whoa, what are you doing? You can't do that. He's well within his rights. Explain the rules to his partner.
It's pretty sad that he had to.
Yeah, well, he said, do you want me to charge him? I'm like, no, I don't want you to give him a 6-week paid vacation. I mean, suspension without pay, and his buddy kind of laughed, and I just went on my way. They don't tend to fire police here. They just give them 6 months or 3 weeks or whatever paid, what is it, paid suspension. I'm pretty sure most people would take advantage of it if all they had to do at work was punch somebody and they'd get 6 months paid.
That's ridiculous.
38
Fired,
people still watching this. Oh my goodness. I remember it used to be when I'd have shows, there'd be hundreds of people watching. Especially when I predict the future. Nobody wants to know what the future is now. I should leave.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what predictions I missed. I was about a half hour late.
Well, you done missed it now. You'll have to watch it all over.
Oh, man. I just got to wait for it to come true, huh?
What color underoos are you wearing? He was guessing pink.
Nah, he's wearing boxers.
Well, you should have stayed with the pink.
Probably like me, go commando.
There you go.
Let's see, what did I do with my paper? Well, I was just going by the blood moon chart and finding out what happened in the last blood moon to us here, and or it didn't exactly happen on the blood moon, but generally before that we had the March 11th, we had 2011 Fukushima. The 28th November 2013 Comet Ison. And that happened on Hanukkah. It was a Jewish holiday. So that is when I did notice that the price of meat went up $1 a pound for that 5-pound thing. And it went up to $13.98, and just after the Jewish Passover, which we had a blood moon, it went up another $1 for that thing of meat. So I'm thinking by the Feast of Tabernacles, our gas and food prices should go up another $1 or whatever percentage that is. Yeah, so if this keeps on by April 2015, that people are going to be having fits because they can't afford food anymore, which will be the third blood moon in April of 2015. And by that time, there'll be some kind of war going on in the Middle East where our gas prices should be well over $5 a gallon.
Yeah, probably.
And I'll be looking like a genius in my horse cart.
You know, I hate to throw another guy under the bus, but what the heck has Marine Prepper been snorting? I've been enjoying his videos for quite a while in the last few months. It's just been like, what? This isn't the channel I subscribe to.
Well, the last I seen he was talking about power tools. What's wrong with that?
You know, he's going on about ISIS and the Bundy Ranch, and I stopped watching a lot of his stuff, but he was just, his whole attitude kind of changed. He was like saying, if you in any way supported this or this or this, I don't want you to watch my damn channel. Just totally went off, different than he normally is.
He did have a head injury.
Yeah, I just, you know, now he's doing a web store with Patriot Nurse and going on about, you know, Jewish rights and how that's going to affect the world, and it's not that it's totally, he had a feeling, you know, he had a script, a feeling, a niche that he filled, and I just feel the channel's changed from what I originally subscribed to.
Well, people say the same thing about my channel because
Yeah.
I just mouth off about whatever I feel like mouthing off about.
I don't care that he's doing it. I'm just saying I don't enjoy his new content. I'm sure if you rub me the wrong way, I'd just, you know, politely bow my head and stop watching too. Everybody's got that freedom.
I had someone that was like that before. He would talk about prepping and everything, and guns and knives and food storage and all kinds of stuff. And all of a sudden he did a 180. And everyone looked at each other like, I mean, because we were friends with some of these guys. I'm friends with some of these guys, and we're all looking at each other like, what the hell is he talking about now? And now he just disappeared. It's like something like the switch flip.
Like me, sometimes you figure, well, I already did a video on that. Why should I do it again?
Well, he's in pretty rough shape right now.
And guns, and I've already done videos on all this stuff.
If you watch his last posted video, this most recent one, his eyes are bleeding and his eyes all filled with blood, and he looks like he's in pretty rough shape.
He's had problems lately.
Yeah. I honestly quit watching YouTube for a month and a half, 2 months here. About the time when he started going on about the Bundy Ranch, I just totally stopped using YouTube for, you know, doing stuff around the house, getting stuff done, because it's summer and having to get stuff done, but it's changed quite a bit. And, you know, he's completely free to any of his opinions.
Now, who's this you're talking about?
Main Prepper.
Main Prepper, okay. Really? I haven't seen any videos from him lately.
Mindy, who's saying that Fukushima only killed 4 people?
Thinking Goose? Is it Goose? I don't know. It's killed way more than that. It's killed, you know,
Yeah, Fukushima.
our Navy. I mean, quite a few of them that were on, was it the Ronald Reagan? I mean, one just died here recently. Just one that I heard about from, you know, they were responders to it, and all of them on that ship were affected by it. And I don't know how many more of them have died and are, you know, going through problems.
There were many
because of it.
Workers that went in knowing they were going to die.
Yeah.
What was that one in Russia? That plant that...
Chernobyl.
If you go watch the true documentary on the real losses of Chernobyl, you know, they never really talk about, there's a couple good ones on YouTube, but they lost thousands of people a day just because the machines wouldn't work, so they had to go out there and hand shovel. But the losses from that were just outrageous, so there's no way that another similar incident, even if it's, you know, 10 to 50 times less powerful, would have 4 losses. Chernobyl's still killing people. I'm sure we haven't seen the end of that Fukushima or whatever the hell it is for a while.
Well,
Oh, it's
Chernobyl
on fire again.
has quit killing people for now because they encased it in cement and evacuated 25 miles around the place. So, there's like a exclusion zone, and it's now completely encased in cement. And it's going to be that way for about 200 years before they can even get close to the place.
Which is that?
Chernobyl.
Oh, they're saying that the outer structure is starting to deteriorate, and they're going to have to send more guys in and re-encase it again. And they're going to have to lose a whole bunch more lives to re-encapsulate it.
Well, Fukushima is still hot.
It's raging.
Yeah.
I heard earlier that 4 was on fire again, so I don't know.
Yeah, just think of all the nuke plants we have in this country. What's going to happen when that one out in California that's built right on the fault line? Yeah.
What about EMP?
Yeah, no warning or nothing for it to shut down. It just go poof.
Well, I told you guys about the other one that uses the rare earth magnet fuel, right? Basically, it's a liquid fuel that reacts. You can use the same reactors, but when it overheats, basically it has to be frozen before it's reactive. So before it'll create energy, it's got to stay frozen. And when it overheats, it simply liquefies and would go down a drain into a storage tank. So it could never get to the point of a meltdown in a huge fire, because you need refrigeration. If the refrigeration stops, then it liquefies and goes down a drain. Basically, the U.S. was looking into it, and then the powers that be, the rich, almighty, powerful, decided that it wasn't as profitable, so it disappeared. But basically, in the event of a meltdown, it turns into a liquid. The bars of this other material, I'll have to look up the name of it. Basically, the bars, unless they're refrigerated, liquefy. So in the reaction chamber, you have to keep it cooled. And as soon as there's a problem or an overheating or anything happens, it simply goes down a drain into a storage tank. And then there's nothing to react.
Safety thing, the control rods were kept up by an electrical charge, and if that electrical charge failed, the rods automatically fell back in and stopped the reaction.
Mm.
Yeah, it was like, poof, up, reaction over. If there was anything wrong. And that's why I don't know why Fukushima didn't have the same thing.
Apparently, it's what's the one on 3 Mile Island or whatever? It's the exact same plant as that one, only upscaled. And basically, I think it was GE or whatever company that built it backed out of it in the States because they knew how screwed up the plan was. And there's all these documents that basically say the plan was basically destined to do that from day one.
Well, they built it right on the ocean.
Yeah, well, it was known that it was going to fail at some point, and they didn't build a bunch of those in the States, but they went over there and built them because, that information hadn't been publicly available, or publicly as in to that government.
Well, TEPCO is not reporting all of the damage that it's doing.
Yeah. Well, apparently it was foreseen that this was going to happen. It's just, the almighty dollar.
Oh, this is neat. One is telling me why I'm experiencing interruptions, and it says between 9 p.m. and 12 a. Let's see, between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. That's when most of the people are on the internet for charter communications. If I want good quality, I need to start my chats at 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 a.m.
No, really.
When nobody else
the information.
when nobody else is on, is a good time to have. There's a reason nobody else is on. That was nice of them to tell me that.
Oh. Did anybody see my anti-bullying rant on Google Plus?
I get so much Google Plus stuff now. I don't even bother reading.
Yeah, basically it was just saying this is the the Webster's dictionary, whatever definition of bullying. We've got a zero tolerance policy for bullying. If you bully anybody, we are going to then, repaste the definition of bullying, bully you. So yeah, cut the crap out, and it ended up on a an international community for anti-bullying based out of Helsinki. Posted my quote up on their webpage through Google Plus. I thought it was just kind of funny. Don't bully us, or we're gonna then bully you because you bullied someone. And it showed up on the Helsinki International Anti-Bullying page. I thought it was just a little ironic.
Who do you think's going to be the first one to throw the first nuke? Who's going to get nuked first?
Well, we have a coward in the White House, so I wouldn't say it would be us. He doesn't know what to do.
I don't
He
know. You
sits
know what
and
Emperor
diddles.
Nero did to himself? Before he gets dethroned or loses, I could see him taking his own life to save face.
You don't
Take
think
a couple people with him.
the Middle East or Pakistan and India will be the first to throw the first nuke?
Russia.
No, Putin's smart. I hate to say it, Putin's doing everything he can to back away without, dropping his pants and bending over. Basically they're asking him to bend over and take it, and he's doing everything but to try prevent it.
Yeah, well, Putin's not going to shoot a nuke off, and we're not going to shoot a nuke off, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of them crazy people, one of them crazy Muslim countries to shoot the first nuke.
So
Yeah.
what if Dennis Rodman's over with Kim Jong-il, and he's getting this funky thing on with some of the ladies in the nuke room, and he'll accidentally hit it or something, right?
Well, I consider them part of the crazy bunch. So I really think it's going to be one of the Islamic people that's going to do it. One of the Islamics are going to get hold of one, and they're going to be pissed off at us. It's either they're going to sneak one into Israel, or they're going to sneak one into the U.S.
Did
Well,
anybody
if they
see
sneak
that?
it into the U.S., it'll be through Texas because we have 1,000 a day pouring over the border.
Did you
Unbelievable.
ever see that?
What that would do to the United States if they hit something like Houston or the area of Houston where all those refineries are?
Yep.
That between Houston and Louisiana, that little strip
Mhm.
right there.
Yep.
I think it was Resist the Tyranny had a post saying that all the materials needed to build a dirty bomb were stolen from Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah,
Yep.
and all the Mexican people are on alert, and it's barely hitting the news anywhere.
Yeah.
But basically, just above your border, all the materials were strategically gathered by a group of trained agents to build a dirty bomb.
Unfortunately, the Islamists have already declared war on New York City.
Yep.
But they could do more harm if they hit all
Don't
that
tell 'em.
infrastructure right there in the Gulf. That's where we get, 30% of all the oil for the whole country, our gasoline for the whole country, comes right out of that area between Houston and, let's say between Corpus Christi and Shreveport. That whole area right there is where we get most of all our gas from. Then we would $10 a gallon gas overnight.
Like the movie Helen of Troy at the end there, it says wars are fought between nations. It's the people that pay the price and are left with dealing with the aftermath. It's not
Yeah,
the
a
people
lot
that.
of wars start over women. That's
Well, it's not the people that. It's not you and I that want to fight or that are there to fight. It's two governments butting heads, and they go off and do their own little thing for their own little causes, and it's everybody else that pays for it. I'm, definitely fine with staying here and keeping the troops at home. What do they say in the States right now? You're 10 times more likely to be killed by an officer than a terrorist.
Well, of course.
We're spending all this money to stop terrorists, and you're more likely to get shot when the local squad car pulls you over. I think there's just a video today of a guy in Texas getting executed by the Texas officer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Handcuffed and on the ground, and the two of them were fighting him. He was fighting them, but you still, if somebody's handcuffed and on the ground, you still don't pull your pistol and shoot him in the head.
I know.
If somebody's face down and handcuffed, you can't really do much.
That's the first time I've seen somebody, fighting, fighting.
Those shootings happen when the officers know that there's nobody filming them.
Yeah, they had 2 cameras. I saw 2 views of it, so.
Yeah. It looked like a loading bay or something. There was a yellow ramp with a side trim and some yellow pavement marker, that metallic yellow paint. Looked like a loading ramp or an exit door or something.
What I don't understand is why they took him out there. He was inside. The first part of it, he was inside, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they took him through. They were probably, transferring, or where was it? What do you guys see that the Hell's Angels escaped recently?
I didn't know the Hell's Angels was ever incarcerated.
No, there's a large number of them, but basically he, through good behavior and all that, they gave him access to a telephone and a computer, and he hired a helicopter pilot to fly up to the building, pick him up off the roof, and fly away. 3 of them escaped recently. Yep. Some guy in a helicopter.
That's the second time that's happened in like 2 years there.
Yeah, and it's happened a couple other times in other countries. Basically, he just found his way to the roof, and at the right time, the helicopter comes in. Dude, says, "Hey, Murdoch," pulls the A-team, jumps in this little bubble helicopter, and flies away.
Can you imagine? He did it again?
How can they be so stupid as to allow something like that to happen? Never mind.
There's not really any defense for it.
How do they get up on the roof? Why aren't they being watched? Why aren't they in an area that's
honestly,
with a
they got enough
on
money. I don't imagine prison guards are paid that well.
Yeah, look how big the yard is out there. They could land in the yard, drop a ladder in the yard.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not saying you're wrong, Robin, but I heard he landed in the yard.
Yeah, the guards aren't armed. The guards have no arms.
There's a video of it on the internet. You can go. I'll go find it again. I'll double check.
They've got it on video, and it still happened.
Yeah, it's on video, dude. He flies up. You can see the guy jumping onto the rope ladder and taking off. It's a yellow and red helicopter.
And they don't have a 50 BMG there ready to take something like that out, huh?
That is so funny.
Who knows?
Well, they probably do now.
Here comes this helicopter coming very close to the prison, flying.
Quite
really
honestly,
low.
you think about how much money that organization has. It wouldn't be hard for them to toss around some cash and, pay some guards off who are probably not making a hell of a lot.
The only guard
it could be that simple. I mean, you're right. There is that possibility.
They're one of the world's strongest. If our government failed, they have enough manpower to enforce their law over quite a large area if they so decided. If you think about it, they're the biggest gang in Canada and North America.
Hells Angels?
There's not a whole lot of difference between government and gang, or warlord and gang.
The only guard that sees a helicopter coming in is like a Gomer Pyle type. Well, wouldn't you look at that? Why is the helicopter coming in so low?
Must be the governor.
Oh, I guess this one was in Canada, the one that I saw.
Doesn't have no gun, so what's he gonna do to stop it?
Oh, Canada. Hey, helicopter, coming in low. Hey, I don't know.
Let me find the video. You know, the only difference between Canadian cops and American cops? Canadian cops are polite when they're stomping your head in.
I'm
Canadian cops.
sorry I have to do this.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir, can you please put your teeth on the curb?
Jeez.
I'd appreciate it if you'd stop screaming so loud.
Well, did you ever see Canadian Bacon, where they have the garbage truck with all the crap written all over the side in English about Canada,
Well,
and
now
the Mountie pulls them over and says it has to be written in French also?
of all the Canadian cop TV shows that I've watched, that were produced in Canada, your Canadian cops are really, really stupid. I mean, I've watched some of it, Flashpoint, and it's like the cops on Flashpoint, which are supposed to be the elite cops in Canada, are a bunch of dumbasses. So it's like, okay, no wonder, American criminals should go to Canada and make a killing.
I can't find the video no more, but I found a bunch of pictures, still shot pictures, if you just type it in.
I mean, even on Heartland, that TV show makes all the Canadian Royal Mounted Police look like a bunch of idiots.
I know. I heard that. Yeah, you'd think they'd get some grief over that,
Well, I mean, the movie Flashpoint, the TV show, it has the Canadian SWAT team. They're idiots, and they're trying to look smart, but they give out false information that we know is fake, and they're idiots, and they're obvious idiots. I guess the American audience is just too sophisticated for the Canadian TV show. We know our guns down here. You can't lie to us about your gun.
No, who is it on YouTube? He's in Canada. I subbed to him. I can't remember his name. He's really into guns, but he's into the more like the antique type.
Gun Geek.
Guns. There you go. Yeah.
Gun Geek. Yeah. Yeah, he's into reloading. He's really good.
Yeah,
he's really
he's
good
good.
at the old relic stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'd
haven't
like
seen
to have
that channel.
looks like maybe an old Parrot gun. That would be nice to have.
Well, it's funny.
What do those Parrots shoot? About a 5-pound shell. It was one of the first cannon that had rifling.
Well, it's funny here. If you want a pistol without a license, you have to go with like a Pirates of the Caribbean blunderbuss or.
Hey, there's been a lot of people killed with those blunderbusters.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know, it would be. I don't want to see it, but it would be funny to see some dude walk in with like, a 6 brace of Buccaneer pistols on his chest and walks in and starts, doing a New York reload with every shot.
Well, in our area, as long as you have an 1830 Navy revolver, you don't have to have, a black powder percussion revolver. You don't have to have no permit for it either.
I don't remember the rules, but I believe it basically says as long as it's older than X age, it isn't a reproduction and it doesn't use specific cartridges, then you can have it as an antique.
I just go build me a black powder thing and strap it on, walk around like Wyatt Earp with my raccoon hat. I'll get me a Kentucky muzzle loader. There you go, old Kentucky rifle.
There you go.
My raccoon hat. If they say anything, hey, them old Kentucky rifles that knock your head off at 100 yards. Easy.
Oh, you're damn straight they would. Probably 200 yards.
Yeah, they were one of the first rifle. They were the rifle guns back in the Revolutionary War.
Oh yeah.
They were harder to load, but you know, that's what our sharpshooters used, was the Kentucky rifle. Well, when I build my horse-drawn wagon to travel across the country, I'll have me a couple of Kentucky rifles up there. I should be able to get into Canada with my Kentucky.
There you go. Keep 2 of them loaded on each side, inside the canopy there, on racks.
I don't think they'd let me into Canada anyway because of my being on the watch list.
We don't go off that watch list. Have you been convicted of anything?
Well, I don't know. I've been told that I've been stalking a Canadian actress.
Have you been charged or convicted of anything?
No.
Then you'd pass through. There's actually like online, you can go to gov.ca, and there's actually a 30 or 40 question quiz you take online, and then it tells you whether you have the requirements to pass or not. It's an exact copy of everything they ask you, and then it tells you whether you pass or fail.
Yeah, as far as I know, then I'd probably only have to have a shot record for the horses, saying, "Look, I've got all the shot records." Go up there, and I'll come up there and stay with you for the summertime, and then head south and live with Mindy during the wintertime.
Live in the pool down there.
Yeah.
Till Mindy moves up to Beverly Hills.
Get you a little bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Mindy, I need some sweet tea, please.
I don't drink sweet tea.
I figured nobody else was bugging you today, so I may as well start in.
I bet you that lasts about one ding-a-ling.
As long as she got plenty of water in the pond there for my horses to drink out of. You know. The cement pond, like they called it in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yep. Cement pond.
Yeah, cement pond. Well, we can bring some fish to put down in the cement pond.
Any news about with your brother, David?
The truck didn't start, and I was like a half hour late, and they already made a decision at the court saying that this property was going to be on probate. So I had to make a appeal for the 8th to go down there and show them the title to the place. And I called my brother's attorney, and I said, "How can you probate something that did not belong to my mother?" And he said, "Well, I never saw a deed." I said, "Didn't you bother to go on to the internet and look up the property?"
Wow.
He said, "No, send me a copy." So I made a PDF copy of it and emailed it to him. So, you know, it's like there is nothing to probate.
You know, that is one sad attorney.
Yeah. Well, he was going on totally what my brother said is the gospel.
Well, he should have done his homework.
Well,
Really,
he was saying, and
really, he
then
didn't want to look like a fool.
in the email, I said, you know, the reason my brother is doing this is because he has just lost nearly $2,000 a month in income. You know, that's what my mother was getting, and
Right.
he has just his income level just went down $2,000 a month, and now he's looking to sustain his lifestyle he has become accustomed to.
Yeah. Does he have all the receipts for taking care of your mother? Do they add up to the $2,000 a month?
No, because she had insurance and she was on hospice that took care of all of that. There wasn't even a deductible. She's on the same thing I had as far as medicine goes, and her medicine wound up being about $30-$40 a month. Her regular doctor is $5 deductible. So it's like no. The rest of the money went to O'Charlie's, pizza places. It was like you know.
Shouldn't he have to provide some type of receipts for all of her care?
No.
So that you know how much of that money he spent on her and how much should still be left.
I've requested that. And I didn't just find out until, let's see, where did I do with it? Somewhere around here, I've got a thing for my mom to re-sign up for the life insurance policy of $10,000. And for some reason, the amount of that life insurance was the exact same amount that was coming out of, he was paying out of her check to Mutual of Omaha. So for the last 3 years, he's been paying Mutual of Omaha $137 a month.
With her money.
With her money for a life insurance policy. That wasn't Medicare. And I said, oh, well, now, isn't that a coincidence that money is exactly the same amount that was coming out?
It wasn't a policy on her. It's a policy for him, for his family or something, or?
It was a policy on my mom with him as a beneficiary.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh. Okay.
I don't feel so necessary that I have to chip in any more than the $1,800 on the funeral expenses.
No.
I've already chipped in $1,800, and now all of a sudden I don't think I should have to chip in anymore.
Wow.
And then I found out at the funeral that they weren't the ones taking care of my mother. It wasn't his wife that was giving her a bath. She had other people coming in from the insurance company, giving her baths, feeding her, sitting with her while they would go out to eat. And while they had somebody come in and sit with her for 2 or 3 hours a day, while they would go out and go shopping and go out to eat and do whatever they wanted. They were not at home like they told the rest of the family. They told the rest of the family, well, we can't go anywhere because we have to stay with Mother all the time. And I found out that because those people that were sitting with her showed up at the funeral. And I said, oh, you wasn't doing it by yourself. You were not the one giving her bath. You wasn't doing any of that stuff you said you were doing.
The hospice takes care of that.
I know, but they were telling everybody that they did.
It's pathetic.
I thought, oh yeah, this is really interesting. Now the rest of the story comes out. But that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
It's all going to wash out.
Yeah. I just wonder what my mom's thinking about up there right now when she's up there and she actually seeing what the truth of the matter is. All the stuff that I got blamed for that I didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure they were pumping her head full of stuff.
Well, she couldn't understand it.
Well, I meant before, you know, when she first got over there.
Before she left, that's why she told my brother to take whatever he wanted then when she was leaving to go live with him the last time. See, she went with him once before. That's when I got rid of all the horses and everything. And she didn't want to stay with him because he was always arguing with his wife. She said she was tired of listening to arguing, and she came back here and lived with me for another couple of years. And then that's when she got too bad she couldn't even walk up the stairs, so she went back with him. But when she went back with him is when she signed the truck and the car over to me, which the car was blowed up anyway, and the truck was leaking. I had to get all that fixed. And she told Brian to take what he wanted out of the house. So he took the jewelry box, the guns, and a lot of the fine china, the highest dollar stuff, and the porcelain antique dolls. He took everything he wanted. And now, all of a sudden, he wants the rest of what's in here. It's like the junk, I got left with the junk. The couches that needed to be reupholstered. You know, the only thing I can think of that I have that's worth anything is that desk that's all carved up.
What do him and his lawyer think will benefit them by going to probate? Won't that just expose everything?
He told the lawyer that the farm was part of what was going to be probated. That's why the lawyer said, well, I didn't see any deed to the property. Oh,
Well,
I
I
said,
bet
your brother didn't show you the deed? Look, and then I said it to him. I says, look, dude, you think you're going to get something? You ain't getting nothing. You best get your money from my brother ahead of time. There ain't nothing here. You're gonna
Uh,
So he probably got it, and by tomorrow he's going to be calling the courthouse, and the courthouse is going to tell him, yep, it's all registered. There is nothing here. Because I went to the courthouse, what was it? This is on Monday, and I showed the death certificate and said, look, you need to change your computer system where it doesn't show my mother's name as first on here, because that's where my brother got the idea from. Because when you punched in the address, her name showed up first as ETL, Eternal Life Estate. And if you click on more information, then our names would show up. But my brother, not being computer literate, did not click on the more information thing, and he just saw my mother's name on there. So I went down there, showed him the death certificates, and said, you best correct your computer system. And now when the attorney goes in there and punches in this address, her name will not appear first. So that's going to blow his whole Xbox attorney thing out of the water.
Yeah, that lawyer was thinking 40% of the value of the land, and
Well, he's thinking whatever percent they get. And,
right.
And now he just going to tell my brother that you need to give me some money now.
Yeah, well, you need to retain me
before we pursue this any further, because there is no land. But you know, he could honor the agreement that we came up with verbally, and we could put it on the market for a stupid price. Wait for hope the real estate market comes back, and then reduce the price. Or somebody may want it for that stupid price. You know, I'll tell you, I'll sell it for the stupid price.
Wonder if that rich neighbor's got enough money to buy it.
Well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even advertise it around here. I'd advertise it in places like China and
Right.
Saudi Arabia. You know, that's where I'd. Hey, I'm good enough with the internet. I know how to get stuff over there. Hey, Alibaba, you want to buy some land in Tennessee? You can build a mosque here. No pig farm.
Oh, jeez. Don't you dare.
Well, I won't tell them that it was a pig farm originally years ago. There was pigs on that back field back there, but that was back in '68. Yeah.
They'd be back there excavating, and they'd be digging up pig bones everywhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure them pig bones are gone. I don't care. I won't be here. I'll let Alibaba build his mosque here. I think Wilson County deserves it.
Don't they already have enough of them up there?
Yeah, I'll be 100 miles away up on the plateau. It won't bother me at least a bit. Or how about Wang Chung? Wang Chung could build him a Buddhist temple out here. I don't care. Where's
Gun?
that's the Hindu. What is that? The Hindu can have them a temple and worship the cows and stuff.
That's better than them having a mosque.
It doesn't bother me. I'll be gone if they're willing. If they're willing to pay $1 million or so for the place, I'll be gone. Have my surgery done. Actually, have a couple of surgeries done. Be up on that plateau with another farm that just as big as the one I got, and have better land. And I have a tractor to work it with. Tractor, a decent farm truck, and a itty bitty and a horse wagon to ride around in. I see no problem using a horse wagon. If I won the lottery, I would still get a horse wagon to ride around in. I mean, if not in no hurry to get nowhere. I'd have an air-conditioned horse wagon with reclining seats, and television in it. You know, have a couple of big old Clydesdale pulling it. You know. Operate it by foot, have foot pedals where the reins are supposed to be, you know. Left, right, foot pedals.
Hell, I'm sure a team of 4 Clydesdales could pull a 5th wheel, no problem.
Well, I wouldn't need a team. I just have a small, lightweight aluminum frame, you know, something with nice, you know, big screen TV up in there, and maybe internet. I could cruise down a highway at 5 miles an hour. You're getting everybody's way. Those Clydesdales, they leave big, huge turds on the road. Just ride around getting everybody's way, you know. With that air conditioning on it, yeah. And I get one of those windmill generators and hook up to the axles.
There you go. There you go. That ain't a bad idea.
Yeah, there you go. And just have a nice, about 11,000 BTU air conditioner in it. Maybe a wet bar, because, you know, you can't get a DUI on a horse. So. Might take up drinking again. Just ride down in front of the police station with a bottle of something or another. Just fill it full of iced tea, you know. Right by. Yeah. I have an open container, yeah. I'm not drunk. So what, you know? I'm on a horse. You can't get me for DUI. They check the law.
Just get an empty bottle of whiskey and fill it up with some green tea. It's got about the right color.
Yeah, oh, there you go. That's what I just said, wasn't it?
Mm.
Fill it full of iced tea and bottle of wild turkey full of iced tea. You know, pull me over. Even if they said I had to blow a breathalyzer test, like nothing. You know. Yeah, I don't have to show them no ID. Don't have to have no driver's license.
I'm a traveling man, period. I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
That's right. Horses are perfectly sober. Go get them to blow in your machine. Well, and that's Tennessee law too. They made it where you cannot get a DUI on a horse. That's a recent law too. Apparently, some cops was giving somebody DUIs on a horse. It was like the guy had no license or nothing for him to pull, and they made it a law saying you cannot get a DUI on a horse because you don't have to have a license. So they're irrelevant, you know.
I'd like to see them try test the exhaust port with that little wand they got. And the emissions check.
Yeah, well, you don't have to have no emissions. No emissions, no nothing. Just it'd be kind of hard to train that big old Clydesdale to say "caca," man, caca. You know, right when you're going past the sheriff's office, caca, caca, pile, big, huge, 10-pound pile of poop.
Pretty much the only thing horses do is eat and poop, so you'd
Yeah,
have pretty good chances.
Those Clydesdales have humongous poop. They got great big dookies. I mean, you think my horse makes a big dookie? These Clydesdales, you know, you got to remember those are 2,000, 2,500-pound horses.
I'm in a farming community, dude. I've seen them pull a diesel truck backwards. Hook up a 6-horse team to the back of a truck, and the truck and the horses both start going, and the horses pull the truck, and the truck sits there spinning its wheels.
Yeah, well, they didn't make a poop, but you see, those big horses make big poops. Kind of like elephant poop, you know.
I'm in the center of a farming community. There's lots of Clydesdales and Threshermen's reunions and draft horse competitions and horse shows and rodeo and you name it, it's all here. Think, what's that stupid show you were watching? With, what's her name? In Alberta.
What? Who?
That little farming show on TV we were watching with the girls and...
Oh, Heartland.
Yeah, same kind of community thing here.
They don't. They hardly ever. I've only seen 2 draft horses on that show.
Well, they still have them. It's not mainly used in farming, but there's a lot of people that use them for competition and show and, you know, just a pet. They go have a race, plow a field, and then get out the horse-drawn threshing machine and have a threshing race and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I know the Amish do that here. The Amish will have competitions with their teams and stuff.
Yeah, here it's just, you know, farmers that are interested in history go out and do it on weekends and have races and competitions and...
All I need to do is win that lottery and I can have the most high-tech ever horse park. Can you see me with $1 million horse cart riding down there?
Titanium frame.
I'd have like a reclining chair to ride in and just stand up and open up the seat and take a dump. You know, the horse is dumping on the ground. I might as well poop on it too. You know, just have a hole in the seat where you just let your crap go right through to the ground.
Whoa.
Yeah, have a little bidet in there.
Heck, you could just do that with your truck.
Yeah, there you go.
Just cut a hole through your seat with an ice auger or whatever tools you got out there, and
There's been some Mexican trucks got caught doing that coming across the border. In the sleeper compartment, they'd have it where the bed, you could lift the bed up and there'd be a hole cut in the floor where they'd take their dump in, while they're going down the road. And turd hitting the ground, Imagine having somebody.
Oh my gosh.
probably better that than the poor bugger cutting grass who hits a bomb. And the old bottle of Coke in the lawnmower blades that are filled with the tossins.
Yeah. I always use gallon jugs, so that way when they hit those, they make a big yellow mist. The good old gallon oil jugs, they were just right. Just lean back. Never had to stop the truck. Just lean back and take a pee. When you get about 3/4 of the way full, put the top on it and toss it out the window. Called trucker bombs.
Yep.
I never will forget the time that queer in Atlanta came up beside me in his convertible, and he was looking at the Playgirl magazine, with the men in it. And he riding beside my truck with his wanker out, looking at the Playgirl magazine, which is actually guys in it, and he's sitting there jerking off right beside me. Well, I sped up. And he started to speed up again, and I took my pee jug and just held it out the window and dumped it out the window. He did not see the humor in that. I didn't want to see him playing with himself, looking at that. So he got a yellow shower right there on the side, going down the highway.
Oh, he got his wish, huh?
Yeah, he wanted a yellow shower. He got it.
Well, I think I'm going to hit the hay. So y'all be good.
All right, Robin. Take it easy,
All right,
man.
we'll see you later.
And talk to you next time I see you on.
Okay. I don't get up real early to go to court again until the 8th of July. And then I get to go down there and show that judge that made this farm part of the probate. I say, look, there was nothing here to probate.
No, best of luck. Y'all have fun.
All right.
Take her easy.
See you later.
I thought that was kind of neat. I'm sure the judge has already found out by now from his secretary, because I showed the secretary the deed and everything. I said, look, he just probated something that I've got a clear deed to. Why is this being probated? Well, the attorney came up here and said that it was part of her estate. I said, no, she didn't have an estate.
Yeah, his attorney and the judge will correct that. They don't want that on their record. They don't want a mistake on their record.
Yeah, well, not only that, I'm sure my brother's attorney is now calling my brother. Will probably call my brother tomorrow, because I called him late. We'll probably call my brother and says, well, I got this message from your brother saying that you got part of the estate at your house where you have her listed as her official address. Like I told the attorney, my question to the attorney was, if this was her address, why is none of her estate listed at that address? He has her official address there. why is there nothing there of hers? Yeah, that didn't make no sense either. My brother, and then I put on the bottom, I said, why did he file this before the dirt settled on my mother's grave?
Right.
Why? And then at the end, I put, I'll tell you why, because he just lost $2,000 a month in income. And now he's wanting, what I've got too. I told the attorney, said, look, I'm on disability. I make $1,005 a month. That's it. And I eat a lot of chicken eggs. I'm tired of chicken eggs too. I think it's time to kill a couple of roosters and fry them.
How many do you have?
3. I have to keep one. I get the meanest one and I'll kill him. But he'll be old and tough, It's like, Actually, if I knew I was going to be here next year, I would order a fresh batch of chickens from the Edwards Hatchery, and just order a box of like laying hens. Get 50, a box of 50 of them, because you can get a box of 50 for like shipped overnight for like $60-something.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is, about 20 of them die anyway. So, and then before they're grown to laying age, some hoot owl or something will come by and kill a few more of them. So out of 50, you wind up with about 25. I always consider about half of them's going to die of something. So, if I ordered them now, they would be of laying age by, December or so. And then I'd kill off the ones I got now, make dog food out of them or something. And I'd have a fresh batch of chickens for next year. But if I don't know I'm going to be here, why go through the trouble?
Yeah.
The only things going with me will be Cleo and 3 dogs, and Rex is kind of iffy on whether he's going to make it, and that cat is going to stay here.
That little kitten you have?
Yeah, it probably wind up. I'm surprised the hoot owl out there ain't picked his ass off yet.
How'd the cat make it inside? Did you let it in or did it sneak in?
It snuck in. The way he runs around the horse's hooves, I'm surprised he ain't been stepped on yet. I mean, he walks right in between the horse's hooves. I'm surprised she ain't stepped on him. I'm expecting any time to go out there and see little guts. Guts. Spewed everywhere.
Well, my governor and 3 top lawmakers have agreed to spend tens of millions of dollars to fund a surge operation along the border to deal with the influx of Central Americans pouring into Texas. They decided that today, so we're going to put a stop to it. They said they're not waiting for Obama. They're not helping. I guess they're going to pull it out of the rainy day fund. I'm not sure, but I don't really care.
A surge.
Got it. A surge of, let's see, what's it say here? To deal with the flux.
Texas National Guard.
It says emergency funding of $1.3 million per week for DPS surge operations that will run through at least the end of the year.
Dallas Police Department.
DPS. Department. DPS. Let me pull the article up. It was just one of the overpass, one of
Sounds
the
like
overpass friends. Let's see.
they're going to spend $1.3 million a day on bureaucracy and not accomplish nothing.
It's per week.
Oh, per week.
Yeah,
Why don't
because
they
there's
take
1,000
that money
coming
and build
over a day.
Why don't they take that money and build a fence like they did in Israel? You know, they've got 2 chain link fence with big sharp rocks in between it.
Hmm.
If they jump over one, they break their leg. And then there's a road right beside the fence, which Texas wouldn't hurt to have a highway right along the border.
Well, if they just shoot a few and leave them lay, it'd be a little bit of a deterrent,
Well, they could
I would think.
that fence, make
You
it like
know,
a bug zapper.
we got to do something though, because 1,000 a day, and a lot, and there's quite a few gang members coming through there. The MS-13 gang members, and they're bad people.
All they would have to do to stop it would be to make it legal for the people, for U.S. citizens to shoot them. There would be hundreds of people, militia, go down there just for the fun of it and
Oh
shoot
yeah.
across the border. If you made it where you can't be prosecuted for shooting a Mexican coming across the border, that would put an end to that.
It's the Texas Department of Public Safety, so that's who's gonna, I guess, be doing it.
Okay, so that means nothing's going to get done.
Well, I don't know. They're pretty.
Texas Department of Public Safety is more interested in writing seatbelt tickets to out-of-staters than they are catching Mexicans. I know. I've got tickets from them.
Yeah, we've gotten plenty of tickets too, but I think they've all had enough of it. So, and I bet you that a few get shot in the process. Which, you know what, it's time for it to end, because apparently Obama has done something and made, they're putting commercials on in Guatemala to come to the U.S. So.
Well, I'm going to end the live show because nobody's watching it anyway.
There's 23 in there, I think. I gotta get those turned off here. Oops, I shut it off.
Looking at the comments. We already predicted the future at the beginning of the show anyway. I'm just going along with the what do you call the